Welcome, fellow travelers. Mod Maven here, and I'm happy to bring you a review of this beautiful paradise planet. We're here in the Euclid galaxy in a Corvax Tier 3 economy, ready to see why you should come explore and maybe even drop a base. We'll dig into what makes this planet and system special, and finally give it a vibe score. Let's get to it. Okay, we're calling this one Seahawk Sanctuary for this blue to green grass. You see up close here, it's got a pretty bright green to it, but it does kind of shift over to blue a bit as you're kind of walking around, and really the kind of underground base color of the ground is more of a blue, so you'll see it there through the trees. So we've got kind of a blue-green thing going on there in the grass, shifting up into our lovely yellow sky, kind of a golden yellow with this yellow mist as well, that really makes it look great as you look across these mountain ranges and so forth. We do have some of the floating islands that you can build on for this one as well, along with some orange water. So a blue, green, orange, and golden yellow kind of a feel to this one. It really looks great. Getting on down here closer to this Flora, I wanted to talk about that for a minute. So some nice big trees here. It's kind of muted oranges and reds and greens, kind of olive green. This kind of configuration of tree with those little cattail type things sticking up through it is fairly unique. And then these larger kind of oaky trees with these pretty cool stripy plants in kind of this bright blue and red that also is around the base of the trees. We've got some kind of green bushes to complement it, so a really good mixture here of some colors and some variety in our flora. Alright, as we make our way to a little bit closer view of our orange water here, we do have some fauna to check out. Purple and kind of gray-white stripes on this one here. So it's a little bit smaller guys, cool horns on their back, purples and greens there, and some guys strutting about here too, again with the purple and green. So some fairly unique colors there. He's got some kind of a snail on his back or something there. There is a praying mantis here too that I wanted you to check out here. We'll go find him. There he is. Found him. These guys are great. Huge claws and praying mantis kind of feel to it. The other gender won't have this big kind of face up here on it, but these are pretty cool and a great companion too if you want to grab them as a companion. Yeah, not so sure about riding this one. You kind of get swallowed up by this big praying mantis head, but it's pretty funny. Alright, as we look over our misty floating islands here, I did want to talk resources and weather. So for this one we have starbulb, copper, paraffinium, and salt, fairly standard resources there. As far as weather, it says pleasant, and it sure means it. On any true paradise planet like this one, you're not going to have any sort of storms, so you don't have to worry about that. And then as far as sentinels, this one says low. You really only run into those when you go to a secure building or something like that. I did want to show you a bit in these caves that look pretty spectacular on this one. The greens and blues kind of bleed over into all the different flora and minerals and so forth within the cave. I really like these stalactites, especially up here, that have kind of a red-green look to them. Just a really pretty look in here with the green kind of lights from below as well as above. Just a really great mixture here. Before we head out to the rest of the system and check everything out, I did want to give a little flyover here, kind of topography. We've seen this a bit as we were up here on this floating island, but we have a good mix here of some grass, some usable grass to build on. Not a lot of really flat areas. This is a fairly hilly, rocky sort of terrain here with these mountains. There is some areas of grass on top of these. This one may be where you may want to just grab one of these floating islands or top of one of these kind of rolling hills. There's even some stuff folded in like this that is pretty cool to build on. Alright, as we move out to the rest of the system here, we do have a pretty good shot here of the system freighter that's available in a kind of a light blue and yellow there. So if you want to come grab that, you can. A little bit of a view too of the frigates in kind of a red and white. And then as we transition over here, we do want to talk about the rest of the planets in the system that just so happen to be in this nice view right here. I did grab some 360-degree views. I started doing that last week and it was pretty well received, and I kind of like it too. So we'll show some kind of short video clips of each of these planets as we talk about them. The first one I wanted to talk about is this boiling planet. Now this one does have rings and kind of a red sky, a kind of overall red palette, but it does have some cobalt if you're into flipping that and getting some money that way. The next one is a fiery planet. Now this one has a pale, kind of orangish, but a very clear sky. Very easy to see the other planets from that one. And then it does have high sentinels. Now for the freezing planet here, this one's pretty cool. This one has some of the giant proto-gex. If I don't get a good shot in the video, I will put up a screenshot of that so you can get a better view of the proto-gex that's here, the big gex. This one does have extreme sentinels though, so if you need to grab one of those as a companion, may want to be quick about it. The last one here is a grassy planet. This one has some very nice glow palms. These are pretty cool and huge and glow at night. Does have a red sky and red grass, so a lot of red again on this one, and also some high sentinels. So that rounds it out for the planets in the system. All right, let's talk ships in the system. I stood next to my little guppy over there on the right, the exotic, and reloaded and didn't move and let these ships come in. So a couple shuttles here, a turquoise fighter in the back we'll look at later, and a little explorer in red and black there. In any system, you're going to have 21 different configurations of ships. So for this one, because we're in a Corvax economy, we're going to have 7 different types of explorers. I'll put up some screenshots as we go here. There was one here I liked, kind of the blue and black with the Mickey Mouse ears, if you will. Pretty good one. Also, an explorer in all red with some big kind of boomerang wings on it that really looked good. Then we're going to have 3 fighters, that turquoise viper nose with the bowie wings that we saw just a second ago, and then there also is a long nose. It's a hot rod with orange and yellow and gray with some Starscream wings. That's a really great looking one. As far as the rest of them, we're going to have 3 haulers. There's a pretty good mostly red looking one here. And then to round it out, we're going to have 7 shuttles and 1 exotic. Hey, there's that long nose we were talking about just a second ago. Give you a little better sort of live view of that. That looks pretty good. As we're checking out the rest of these ships coming in and out, let's talk S-Class upgrades. So these were gathered on the PC, so your results may vary a little bit here, but these are available at the vendors here on the left-hand side as you come in. So I'll put these up on screen for you. As far as the exosuit, not too bad here. Thermal protection from hot, radiation protection, movement, and life support. So it's nice to have 4 upgrades there. You also have 4 upgrades in the multi-tool section with Blaze Javelin, Scatter Blaster, Mining Beam, and Bolt Caster. Now, as far as the cabinet for the space station up here, this is a B-class cabinet. It has a 19 slot, kind of a pale green and violet rifle, so I'll put up a screenshot of that for you. And then to kind of round it out here, we do have for sale some chlorine. So if you want to grab that, flip it, or if you have a bunch to sell, you can do that here. Now it's time to give this planet a vibe score. The vibe score I give a planet is very subjective, but takes into account a wide variety of factors on kind of how it makes me feel just to hang out and vibe for a while. I like this one. We've got some nice bright greens and blues. We saw that kind of shifting on the ground there, some nice bright blue. Some pleasant colors throughout the trees here. Floating islands to build on. Some orange water scattered throughout. We do have some of the gray hills that aren't that nice to build on, but overall a pretty nice place, especially with the yellow mist as you look across everything as well, as we're also checking out this very lovely sunset. Also for this one, we've got some proto-gex on another planet. We can check out a few nice looking ships. For this one, we're going to end up giving this one a 7 out of 10. Looks like I'm ashamed to be writing this. Well, with that, I'd like to thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe to catch that vibe. Special thanks goes out to my supporters over on buymeacoffee.com. Their support helps me do these every week as we journey towards the center of Euclid, checking out all these great paradise planets. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!